Hello and welcome to another gardening segment here on House and Home. Here I am within the heart of Sogeri at a pineapple farm owned by Mr. Piper. We will be speaking to him in the form of an interview where he will be sharing with us his passion for farming together with the importance of organic farming, a very good and important way of preserving soil here in PNG.
My name is Eddie Pfeiffer. I'm a resident of Papua New Guinea. Actually, I was a resident of the territory of Papua and New Guinea, and then Papua and New Guinea, and then PNG. I arrived here in February 1968, working for a German importing company. And I left this company in the end of 1979 to start my own business. I was actually thinking of leaving and doing it somewhere else, but then I thought I've been here for so long, might as well do it here. Five years later, I decided to go into agriculture. I don't know what on earth made me think that, but I did. And all the money I didn't make, I buried it in the ground again. So easy come, easy go. And there used to be a pineapple patch here when I bought the place, and I quite like pineapples. So I said, well, why not? So I checked with the hotels and said, oh yeah, we can never get enough. So I said, all right, pineapple. So I went to Australia to have a look, and I was appalled by the amount of chemicals they throw into the soil there. Highly dangerous, very toxic. And I said, no, I'm not going to have that. So I started to devise a way of doing it organically, which was not terribly successful initially. But I had some input from my government, whose representative I also was here for about 20 years. And also from Japan, of all places. They have developed methods organically which are very, very effective. So we gradually increased our yield, and we are now can compete with chemical farming as far as quantity is concerned, but we do not destroy the soil in the process, and that is a very important part. It has been said over the last few months that there is about 70 harvests left in the world. Sooner or later, I think people, particularly in your situation where you have relatively unspoiled soils left in your country, to find alternative modes of farming that do not destroy the soil and give you economically feasible yield. We have reached that level now. It only took me 35 years to find out, but it's all right. As I said, I'm quite happy about it. When I'm done, my son is studying in Babao at the moment, and when he finishes next year, he should come and take over and see how we go. The market here, of course, is somewhat limited, and we have made some forays into New Zealand, who are prepared to pay extra for organically certified pineapples. Well, the people that are working, we've tried with local people that didn't work out too well. By local, I mean in surrounding villages. So we get mainly people from Rigo, Mountain Rigo. They seem to be more adept to this kind of work, and that works out quite well. It's running this place is not easy, that's for sure. And the fact that nobody else has ever done, there is no other horticultural plantation in PNG. There's nobody making juice. Everything is more or less imported and mixed with water and something else and then proclaimed to be PNG made, which of course it isn't. And that doesn't give you the jobs you need for your people. You need to do it. We've done juice, we've done jam, we are prone to make ice cream. We are looking at exporting to New Zealand. All this, of course, I have to do by myself. I get absolutely no support from anybody in PNG. So all that makes it a bit difficult. The Sogeri Valley is the closest to Port Moresby, which is the largest market, and you would have thought that people here are, due to their geographic location, eager to tap into the market, but that is not the case. If you go to a supermarket and see how much of the supermarket comes from here, then other than pineapples, not much. It's the environment, it's the climate. It's very hard for anybody sitting in an office to understand what it means to have an empty field and then work on it and see something coming out and eventually harvesting it. That's very hard to describe. I'll leave it to poets that have tried over the last few centuries to do it. They can do it better than I can. But agriculture is a very preferable way of life. And unfortunately, in the development of PNG, too much emphasis has been put on law, accountancy, that sort of thing. And if somebody didn't succeed, one always said, oh, but you can always go back and farm the land. So that has been always been classified as the last resort. That's totally wrong. That's the first. Even the lawyers have to eat. The accountants have to eat. Without the farmer, they are all nothing. So, one should put the farming where it belongs, and the rest is benefiting from it. To my mind, organic farming is the only solution in the long run. Chemical farming is not sustainable. You see the problem in Australia with blue algae and destroying river systems. You already have enough difficulties with the river system with the mining. In my opinion, neglected to look after your soils properly. The slash and burn system of your ancestors is no longer feasible because there's too many people there. And you can't just walk around to another place because there's somebody else already there. So you have to look after the soil like in old biblical times. I mean, the same place that has been farmed 2,000-3,000 years ago is still farmed now because the people look after the soil properly. And you have to do the same thing. And you have to understand that the basic of farming is soil management. And you have to manage the soil, you have to analyze the soil, you have to understand what makes good soil and bad soil, and how you can make good soil out of bad soil. It's all possible without chemicals. Takes a while, but can be done.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pfeiffer, for those wonderful tips and also for the lovely tour around your pineapple farm. Now, for those of you who are watching, I hope you were able to learn a lot in regards to the importance of organic farming. Yes, that's without the use of fertilizers, especially for those of you who are interested in agriculture. Now, please stay with us as after the break, we will be visiting the National Museum and Art Gallery in our Out and About segment. Welcome back. Now, on this Out and About segment, we visited the National Museum and Art Gallery, which is located along the Waigani Drive. Now, the museum was built in 1975 and opened in 1977 by the late Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Tamari.
National Museum and Art Gallery was built in 1975 and was opened 2 years later in 1977 by our first Prime Minister, Father of the Nation, Right Honorable Sir Michael Sumari. And it was actually a gift from the Australian people to Papua New Guinea. We have artifacts from all across the 22 provinces of Papua New Guinea. The earliest collection we have here dates back to 1800. It was collected by the early administrator to Papua, Sir William McGregor. He was the early administrator who traveled mostly all parts of Papua New Guinea and doing collections. Some collections were given to him as gifts, and some because he loved collecting. He just collected. Most of the collections are from him. The museum actually is made up of two divisions. The 50% or the half of what we have here is mostly to do with science research and consultancy, which we call SRC for short. And that comprises of anthropology, archaeology, we call it prehistory, natural history, contemporary arts, conservation, and of course modern history. We have some few remains. As you drive through the entrance, you would have seen some wreckage, say planes and some engine of what was used in the war. We have them there. That was moved back here. We had the modern history located at Gordon's, but when the government decided to have the road links through there, then we decided to have them here. But most of our collections are stored in one of the warehouses at Mara Barracks. We only have few here to tell the story of the museum itself. We have 5 galleries. Bernard Mulu Narokobi Gallery, it's one, and Tumbuna Gallery, Susan Karike Gallery, Bejijimo, and Ian Saimanjab Gallery. That's basically out in the public for people and visitors and any tourists that come by would have the pleasure of learning about our vast collections. We have lots and lots of our collections, not really displayed, but yet to be databased. They're still in the storerooms. We have well over anthropological collections. We have over 30,000, as well as the archaeological collections. We have well over 18,000 natural history specimens and 20,000 historical materials, and about 800 contemporary art collections in the storerooms. So we have, yes, a good number of collections, but that doesn't mean that that's the end of collection. Our curatorial staff and technical officers would go around. They do carry out researches, and education is part of that. So the SRC staff are the ones who display or supply the information to the education, and I am the one to disseminate the information out to the public and educate our young ones, our young generation about what the museum does and the importance of preserving our cultural heritage. Apart from education, we do have venues that are going for hire for different purposes, like the Haus area outside here. We have, that's a multi-purpose function area for, say, birthday parties, graduation parties, and stuff like that. We also have a garden down there for say SMEs, or if anyone who wishes to have a garden wedding, we can also organize for that. And we've been having a couple of those weddings. We have a small indoor area for seminars and conferences, and that's the theaterette. They also go for different rates, and we have the amphitheater out here that is also for hire for big shows. Like if digital wishes to come and showcase some of their products, they can host it out here, especially in the evenings. We also have a pavilion out there for also functions, big functions, and there's a small space in the gallery called Built on Culture. That's also for launching of say products, or especially we allocate that space to government entities and friends of the museum who wish to launch any of the new products that they wish to launch. We have that, but they also have that also covers in different rate too. In case someone is interested to visit the galleries, we are open 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily, and we don't charge any fees during those official hours. We only charge fees on visits that are organized or after or outside of our normal operating hours, and we charge those certain fees to pay depending on the number of visitors coming in and the kind of visit that is. And we have gallery attendants who are stationed at the entrance, and they are the ones to to assist any visitors that come by with any information in the galleries to do with anything with the collections in the galleries. But otherwise, we have captions. And mostly the collections that we have on display, the exhibitions, are well explanatory, self-explanatory. They have captions that explain a little bit or briefly about each one of those artifacts in the galleries. So anyone who comes by would have the marvel of looking through and reading through all those. And there's just one thing I wish to tell our young ones, especially students. I've been having students who come by and they think that the National Museum is a place for storing old artifacts and something to do with history alone, not educational. But let me assure the students or remind them that it is an educational institution. Once they come here, they learn about almost all subject areas. When they come, we teach them about appreciating the culture and knowing how old these things have remained, maybe in one particular area, and then our archaeologists went to that site, picked them up, and all those. So history is all about the past. It covers that in social science, say in the classroom. So let's say all subject areas are taught here at the museum, so they can come and learn for themselves. Yeah. And we are happy to give them those information if they wish to.
Thank you so much, Patricia, for the tour around the National Museum and Art Gallery. Now, please stay with us as after the break, we are joined by Emma from Kids Corner on our cooking segment, who will be sharing her favorite dish with us.
Hi all, welcome. My name is Emma and today we're going to be cooking. The recipe that we're doing is simple, easy. Half of the ingredients I got from the market, other things I got from the shops, other things we use in our day-to-day life. So there's going to be a little twist to it. So let's head on straight to that. A chicken stir fry with salad on the side. So our ingredients for today is chicken strips. I got a quick kai packet. I cut off the meat from the bones. I sliced them into strips, and then next up for our marinade, we need soy sauce here. We also have ginger and garlic that we're going to mince up to add into our chicken for the marinade. Next we have is our oil. We also have salt, that's for just garnish. We have Maggi cube here. So for our vegetables here, we have beans here, we have carrots, we also have capsicum. You can use any colored capsicum that you like, or you can get your hands on. And we can use for our vegetables is 1 round onion. So that is for our chicken stir fry. So what we need for our salad on the side is simple ingredients. So all we need is what we normally know as is watercress, or also known as wild rocket. You can easily get this from the market. They're just 1 kina. Spring onions, I like using the smaller leaves. Next up, this is optional. If you like spicy food, you can use chili. I'm going to be adding chili in mine. Next for our salad, we need is tomatoes. And lastly, for our dressing is the lime, or you can use lemon, whichever you prefer, you can use that. Let's go straight into it. So we're going to be marinating our chicken first. So add in the chicken, and we're going to mince, or you can grate or cut however you like. So what I do, I smash it down easily like this, and I just slowly slice it down all the way to the end. And then we're going to add all of this in to our chicken. So just sprinkle that all over. Okay, next thing is to add your sauce in for the marinade. Just enough to coat. So just a pinch of salt. And we'll do the same thing with our Maggi cube. So you can add this in. You can add as much as you like for flavor. Now I'm going to mix this up. Make sure you get everything all mixed up so the garlic and ginger all even out, and each strip of chicken is well coated. So while this is marinating, I'm going to just shift it on to the side. Okay, so let's go on to our salad. So we're going to be cutting up the salad. It's so easy. So I'll do a rough cut in the middle. So just like that, you can mix it around and place the whole thing into your bowl. So I'm going to be cutting up my tomatoes here. You can just roughly cut them into cubes. So we're going to add all of this into our bowl here. Next up, as I said, this is optional. You can add this in or you can remove it. That's all up to you. So what I'll do is I'll just slice it. I'll roughly slice it into pieces or chunks like this. So we're just going to sprinkle this over the top of our salad right here. Everything around, make sure it gets even coated. And next we're going to add our spring onions. So I'm going to slice them up. Okay, so yes, I'll add them in. And our last ingredient, which is the lime or the lemon. And we're going to garnish it all over, so yep. I like keeping the lemon till last because it's more of a dressing. So lastly is a pinch of Maggi cube. I don't like putting too much because it already has enough flavor as is. Once that is done, I like to use my fingers to slowly toss it, because if you use kitchen utensils, it does cut and bruise up the tomatoes because they're very delicate. So what I'm going to do is just toss it slowly, mixing everything around, moving them around. And there you have it. This is basically it. Okay, so I'm going to put this away into the fridge and let's get back onto our chicken. So first up is cutting the vegetables. So I'll be cutting them into bite-sized pieces. So just keep cutting them just like that. And there you have it. So put them onto my plate. I'll do the same thing with our carrots. Again in half, strips down. So as you can see, they're not perfect pieces. They're not the same. Some of them are bigger, thicker, or some of them are longer. That's fine. So I have a trick with cutting my capsicum. I cut them straight down and around. So it's easier for the seeds. They stay intact or together. So I cut just around them just like this. And see how the seeds are still here. There's not much spill everywhere. Cube them up just like this. Yeah. And back onto a plate. And last thing is our onion. So I'll be using half of this. So just slice down and across. So they become little cubes just like this. You can do it bigger size if you like. I just like keeping it like that. Before I forget, is ginger and garlic. So with this one, I like slicing them up into small slices. I'll use about roughly 1 tablespoon or so of oil in, and that's enough because I don't want it too greasy, anything. So make sure you even it out all around. So I'm just going to scoop this up and add it straight in, just like that. See how it's already quickly starting to fry? That's what you want, because you don't want to put it in and the pan is still heating up. Make sure you keep turning it because it does burn quickly. So we'll cook it for about 6 minutes before adding our vegetables in, because when doing stir fry, you don't want your vegetables to be too soft when you're eating, because it has to have a bit of crunch. So you can see they're already cooking quickly. See this? So keep turning them around so each side gets evenly cooked. I'm going to add in the sliced ginger and garlic that we have on the side, just so you can easily break down and break up the flavor. And you can also add in half of the onions now. So I can add in, it's just to build up flavor, so as the chicken is cooking, it has more flavor and it tastes better that way. I will be adding in my carrots so it gets to cook down, because carrots does take a long time. Okay, so the carrots have been cooking for a minute or two. We're going to be adding in the rest of our vegetables here. So we're going to add in the beans. See how the color all comes together and it looks really, really good. Yep. And next one we're going to be adding in is our capsicums. So do a quick mix around, toss it around, so it does, the marinade from our chicken does coat all our vegetables. So I just do easy 1 pinch of salt and 2 pinches of Maggi cube, not to make anything crazy. So just sprinkle it all around, evenly coat. Make sure you do it all around. And the same thing with our Maggi cube here that we use. 1, and the next one, 2. There you go. Toss all these together. So as you can see, the color of everything is changing. Mainly you can see with these greens, it was more darker. Now it's more bright and vibrant, like really popping colors. So they look really good. So this looks basically done. As I said, the chicken does not take long because it is chicken strips. So that's easy. So the chicken strips, you can use any type of chicken, cut them up into small strips. Okay, so our chicken looks like it is ready with the vegetables. As I said, I don't want it too soft. I want a little bit of crunch with all my vegetables here. So yep, mix it around. When you see all of them looking just like that, it looks ready. You can also have a taste and see if it's all done. See, that's ready. I can tell from that. Okay, now to our salad. So because it was sitting in our fridge for quite some time, make sure to toss it so everything kind of mixes up, because some settle at the bottom, a lot of the lemon juice. So I'll just be using my hands. You can use a knife and fork when you're serving for others. So I'll just pick it up and put it on the side of my plate. Look how good that is. Get all of the onions and spring onions, that is, our lemon, and our lovely tomatoes. So this is it. Look at how simple and easy it is. You can serve it with rice or other vegetables, root vegetables like cacao, potatoes, whatever you like. But see how simple and easy this is. So this is our chicken stir fry with salad.
Wow, thank you so much, Emma, for the lip smacking dish. Now, for those of you watching, you would have realized that she used a lot of vegetables in her cooking. So during this time, it is very important that you drink a lot of water and eat a lot of vegetables. Now, stay with us as after the break, we are joined by Loretta from Marie Stopes PNG. Hello and welcome back. Here I am at the Marie Stopes office here in Gordons, where we will be joined by Loretta, who is the Service Delivery Director here in PNG, who will be sharing with us some very important information in regards to family planning methods and the types that are highly recommended for our families, especially during this time of the pandemic.
We are encouraging at this time women, partners, and families to come forward for family planning during the time of the pandemic, basically to support them and ensure that they are financially well and stable to be able to take care of their families during this time. We all know that there is a lot of certainty around, our economics and job securities, and with an extra mouth to feed, it is an encouragement for families to be well aware of family planning and spacing so that they can be able to cater for their children. Also, as well, we know that our health system isn't well established, if you like. And so we know now that major hospitals have scaled down on operations. And so it is a way of us being able to continue to provide quality care during labor and delivery of mothers during this time as well.
So, what are some of the different types of contraceptive methods that are offered here at Marie Stopes that the mothers, or especially men, can use during this time of the pandemic? And what is one main family planning method that you would recommend?
Great. So in terms of contraception, there is a wide range of methods that are available for women. We encourage our clients or women to have the choice or the method that is best suitable for them. And it really depends on the woman, her financial and social status, her family, how she's able to take care of her family. And particularly at this time, we would encourage women to be looking more into the long-acting methods, and this refers to the implants, which is a non-hormonal contraceptive. This can last up to 5 years. At any one particular time, should the woman decide to get pregnant, we are able to help her remove the implant. The other one that is recommended at this time is the IUD, or intrauterine device. This is non-hormonal, and it lasts for 10 years. And at the same way as an implant, it can be removed at any time when the mother, the family, is ready to have another baby. We are also encouraging at this time permanent methods, particularly for men, which is vasectomy. We would like men to take part in the wider conversation of family planning and to bring themselves forward should they not wish to have any more children for a vasectomy at this time as well.
So in terms of patient visitation here at your clinic in Gordons, so has the number increased or decreased, especially during this time?
Yes, since February, we have seen an increase number of clients coming in, particularly for the implants. And just last week, we had a vasectomy clinic, and we saw 10 men come forward for the services. So it is very encouraging that people are thinking about family planning during this time.
So has the pandemic affected the operation of your organization in any way?
We have tried very much to continue with our operations, given that we are an essential service provider in health. We have pretty much kept running throughout the pandemic. And of course, while we do so, making sure that all the COVID-19 precautions are in place so our staff are aware and can support the community as well. We are encouraging our staff to be vaccinated as well. Last week, the Port Moresby team were vaccinated, and we are supporting our staff with information to make the choice for themselves to be vaccinated as part of duty of care for our staff, their families, and the community as a whole.
So most of your patients know about your clinic being located at Hohola, but there's a lot of changes that your organization has undergone. Could you also just share with our viewers in regards to the move of the clinic from Hohola and where you are located at right now?
Yes, so we have moved our clinic. Previously, we were at Saturn Street, Hohola. Now we are here at Ume Street, Gordons. So please feel free to drop in by the center anytime.
Now, thank you so much, Loretta. Now, viewers, if you would like to have access to any of the services offered here at Marie Stopes, you are more than welcome to pay them a visit here at the office in Gordons. Now, stay with us as we have more after the break. Welcome back. Now here at EMTV, we emphasize greatly on the importance of washing our hands and wearing our face masks at all times. Now here on our Quick Stitch segment, we will be joined by Teresa from Last Corner Sales, who will be making 2 different types of face masks. Here it is.
Hi, I'm Teresa from Last Corner Sales, and tonight I'll be showing you how to do 2 types of face masks. The first type of mask that we'll be doing is this type. This is without pleats. The second type we'll be doing is with pleats. For the first mask, we're going to use this template to cut 4 pieces of fabric. This is one with the pattern where you can have it on the outside of your mask, and 2 inner lining. Firstly, we can start by joining the 2 pieces of the outer fabric. We join on the curve part. So we're going to run a single stitch along this curve on these 2 pieces and also on these 2 pieces as well. Okay, now we can open up the pieces that we've sewn together. Open. Then we place these 2 pieces together like so. The right side's facing in. The wrong side, we're gonna sew on the wrong side now. So we'll just join this bit, the bottom of the mask and also the top. Then we leave a space about 2 or 3 centimeters. We'll use this space to flip the mask inside out or right side out rather. Before we do that, we can attach our elastic first. So the elastic that we'll be using is 0.8 centimeter in width. Okay, we're gonna use 18 centimeters. So we're gonna place the elastic on both sides. Place the elastic in between the fabrics, and then you can sew to attach. Just pin in the elastic with a tack-in pin. Then we can just sew to attach the elastic. The elastic should be on the inside. So we do that on one side and then we do the same thing on this side as well. Now we can just sew along the edges of the mask. Then we leave a space so that we can use the space to flip out the mask right side out. So this is the space that I've left. So this will help me to flip out the mask. So now it should look something like this. Now we can just sew along the edges to neaten out the mask, and then we'll be done with this mask. Where the opening is, we can just fold in the fabric and then we sew along this to close off the opening. Alright, so that's that. This is the first type of mask. We will now do the second mask, the second type of mask. So this is the one with pleats. So what you will need is a rectangle piece of fabric. It's 21 centimeters by 38 centimeter. What we'll do, we'll just fold it in half and then we'll sew this way, close it off. Once we've done that, we can now bring the seam to the center. So we fold it like so. Okay. We can attach our elastic now on one elastic piece on this side and the other elastic on this side. So our elastic is 18 centimeters, same as the other one. So we can attach our, like what we did on the first mask, we can also do that now. We're going to insert the elastic in between these two pieces. So one end will go to one end of the fabric and the other end of the elastic will go to the other end. Okay, when it's like this, we can now start doing our pleats. You can create the first fold 2 centimeters from the edge, and you can do at least 3 pleats. So once you've folded your fabric to create the pleats, you can pin it down, and then we'll sew over the pleats and to hold down the folds. When you've come to the end of the one side, you can just sew along the edge as well. And there you go. So this is what the second one should look like.
Thank you so much, Teresa. Now, for those of you who have sewing questions, you may refer to the Last Corner Sales page on Facebook. After the break, we are joined by Hendriella from Active Physio. Welcome back. Hendriella, a physiotherapist by profession, operates out of the National Football Stadium here in Port Moresby. Here she is with her story.
I'm Hendriella Villosi. I'm mixed parentage of Bougainville and East New Britain. I did my physiotherapy studies in Divine Word University. So 4 years in school and 2 years out in the hospital. Then I got my license to practice. I was with PNG Sports Foundation since 2016, and this is my own SME. I saw the need for physio in the country, and there's not many physiotherapists, especially in the private practice, so I decided to do this. I started doing my own work after hours, just going to see some clients that needed help. I didn't really want to charge them at that time until last year when I saw that I should register a small business and get this going. I have some friends that supported me throughout when I started. So I have Patrick Annie, Leonard Andrew, and Piona PNG is on board now, supporting me to get this going. So physiotherapy covers a really wide range in our everyday, day-to-day life. I deal with stroke patients for their rehab, spinal cord rehabilitation, and even just small kids that are born in an early age or with complications that now affect their normal development. We also deal with sports injuries and just work-related injuries. So just sitting in the office for long hours, you get neck pain, back pain, all those. Yeah, so we've basically started doing mobile, going to people's house because it's hard to get afford a place to set up. So we started going around seeing people at their houses, setting up at the field side, anywhere. And then Puna offered us this space, so I'm so grateful. We now have a space to run our operations out of, but we're still doing mobile because there are some clients that this place is not suitable for them to come in. Yeah, so we still go to their houses. Active Physio Fix, we basically do physiotherapy consultations, treatment, we do rehabilitation, and also massages. If you can go online on our page, Active Physio Fix, and then do bookings or just give us a call. One of the most common cases that we've seen is backache, and that comes in not only old people but even the young age too. And basically I've noticed that that's just because of poor postural or poor posture, a sitting posture, standing, that has become a habit that's now causing all these pains. With back pains, we can assist to teach you how you can help yourself at home, and we can also help you with some exercise to reduce the pain and get you more stronger. So this is one of my clients. He's a soccer player, sustained an ankle injury on Monday, just this week. He came in on Tuesday to see me. The first thing I did with him was the initial treatment for soft tissue injuries. So basically it's icing, compression, and I put him in a moon boot. So that's what we give to people that sustain an ankle injury, just to take the load off the ankle to assist in recovery. So that was what he was on. And I booked him for review today, which he's back. I've assessed him, and functionally he's able to walk pain-free now. So he's taking a couple of steps without pain. I asked him to go on his toes. There's no pain. Asked him to hop, and there's no pain too, which is a really good sign after the initial treatment. Today, what I want to do with him is to continue the treatment, releasing through his calf muscles, the muscles that go around the ankle, calf muscles, and the one in front of the shin. Okay, so now he's on the bed. So I'm gonna just release him slightly. I'm just using oil and some Sovaline. Just releasing through the calf. Just light massage. So after releasing his calf, I'm gonna ask him to stand up, and I'll reassess again the functional movements, going up on his toes, hopping, and progress to at least getting him to start jogging, so I can have a clear picture or view on how to assist him getting him back to training. So with this massage technique, I'm also doing trigger point releasing. So that means there are certain points on the muscles which I just press and hold for a while and then release. Movements again. Time on the leg.
Okay.
No pain. It's really good. We'll do some exercise for your balance. Huh? We have to go through rehabilitating joint proprioception a balance strength. If you're interested in our service, Effective Physiofix, you can contact us on the details showing on the screen, or you can drop by at NFS to see us.
That was Hendriella from Active Physio. Now viewers, if you feel there's a story you would like to share with us, you can contact us through the contact details which are appearing on your screen now, or you can find us on Facebook. Until next time, goodbye for now.